Well, hi, ladies and gents. Welcome back to Miss Raga's Art Room. Okay, we have our gridded paper drawn. We have our gridded photo all numbered and ready to go for our celebrity portraits. Time for us to start that contour outline work. Okay, so here's my paper that I'm working from. Okay, you can see here's my photograph, my paper. And what we're using the grid for is to help break down this really complex portrait shape, okay, into more easily to handle chunks, right? So I'm not focusing on the whole. I'm focusing on what's happening just per square. Now, I'm not worried about does it look like a nose? Does it look like an eye? I'm focused purely on those different value shapes I see. So for example, I'm working on the lovely Dolly Parton's mouth right now. And when I look at the shape of her lips and what I see happening, right? I don't see like cartoon lips like this, right? And your brain is going to be screaming at you to draw like lips or eyes, you know, like that. Like that's what an eye looks like. But that's not what you're actually seeing in your photograph, right? No, you're observing those different value shapes, which will be what makes the photograph and the portrait actually eventually look like our celebrity or our person. Okay, so you need to really do good observing, and like we discussed in our draw-alongs, where you have your brain, which is kind of that loud friend who's constantly shouting at you, no, 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 draw the mouth this way or draw the eyes this way. You have to turn that bit off and really observe the different value and shadow shapes you actually see happening in your image. Okay? And that, ladies and gents, is not an easy feat to do. All right? Now you can work any part of the face, any different area. I'm going to come back up to our eye area here. All right, you can jump box to box. You're just making sure, this is why I had you label. You're just making sure what happens in one box continues to happen in another. And so I'm just getting in that edge for where her eyelid is, where we see a little bit of that kind of shadow line happening. Okay, up here by where her hair comes in, I can see her eyebrow kind of starts somewhere here. Here's the shape for her eyebrow, right? And I'm just drawing in the basic value shapes as I see them, okay, as I'm drawing them out. So you're gonna work this whole portrait till you have all your value shapes drawn out. Again, following the grid. If it helps you, you can, let's say it makes more sense instead of leaving it open, to actually do some shading in, right? So if you wanna take your pencil, and like on Miss Dolly's nose here, boop, okay, where we can see it shaded in dark, if you want to shade that in to kind of help you understand the structure of your shadows, by all means, you're more than welcome to do that with your pencil. But please realize that you will then need to go back with your kneaded, with your kneaded eraser and actually lighten that back up so that we can do the pen and ink shading over top of it. So it'll be an extra step, but if it helps you get your value shapes and proportions correct, then by all means, go ahead and use it. All right, so I'm going to continue drawing here, and let's come back together and look at this once it's a little bit more fully realized. All right, so ladies and gents, whew, that was a lot of hard contour drawing work. So here's our fabulous picture of Dolly, and here's my contour outline of Dolly, all ready to go. You can see, doesn't look much like Dolly Parton yet, but that's because we haven't added any of our shading. There's no value to this, right? It's just all contour outline. But what I've done, let me hold it a little bit closer, is I've mapped out the shadow shapes where I'm going to be filling in that different value with whatever pen and ink techniques I choose, okay? So once you get comfortable with the level of detail you have, the shadow shapes, you know, the portrait complete and contour, then we're ready to start those pen and ink techniques. But first, we gotta learn them. So please visit my next video, okay? That's gonna take you through our guided fine line shading, pen and ink shading sheet. so that you can learn those techniques and make the best artistic choice for your celebrity portrait. All right. Thank you for watching, ladies and gents. See you next time in Miss Raga's Art Room.